All right, so we had to do this shit. We really do. Today is my off day. I wasn't thinking about doing anything political because at this point, shit is so damn blatant. I don't know how you could still be this fucking stupid. But we're doing this shit again. Let's get into it. We're talking about Trump deporting illegal migrants. I was watching Anton Daniels. This is old, mind you. This was on the 20th. This is the 21st. I mean, old ass news, I guess, since it was a day ago. But I was having a conversation in the comment section. This person asked, "I'm with you, AD." He's talking about Anton. "How in the hell does a judge have that kind of power?" They don't. They fucking don't. They don't. They can't just sign something and try to coerce or force the president of the United States of America to do their fucking bidding. They can't fucking do it. Right? And we're saying, and we're telling this person that they don't. It's ironic because my comment replying to this dumbass got removed. Maybe it was the tone I gave, because I'm sick of putting up with NPCs, dumbass motherfuckers, dumbass liberals. I'm so tired of dealing with that shit. So if I broke community guidelines by explaining something that's blatantly obvious, okay, fine. This dude wants to talk about checks and balances, and he wants to call, mock people for being quote unquote constitutional scholars and all this shit, even though this man right here explained it plainly how the three branches of government work and how checks and balances actually work. A judge, a lower level judge, if you're not in the Supreme Court and there's no vote, if the Congress is not involved in impeachment, you can't just bully the fucking president. You can't do that shit. There has to be steps taken in place. There has to be steps taking place. You can't just be like, "Oh, well, I made a verbal order to return illegal migrants back to the United States." They can't do that shit. They don't even have the fucking power to do so. And even if you want to argue, right, that judges do have the power to impede on the executive branch when the executive branch is doing its job for the people, the way that this judge did it, okay? Because they say courts may strike down executive orders not only on the grounds that the president lacked authority to issue them, which in this case Trump did have the authority, but let's say he didn't, right? But also in cases where the order was found to be unconstitutional in substance. So what's unconstitutional about the president deporting gangs? What's unconstitutional about that? These are the same people that were like ransacking apartments, buildings and shit. Same people committing crimes, committing rapes with Venezuelan gangs, MS-13, all that shit. They was here in America, bringing in fentanyl, all type of bullshit. Kids getting trafficked, people getting trafficked, all that type of shit. So the president's like, we can't have this. So he invokes a wartime act to get these motherfuckers the fuck up out of here. And while the plane is already over international waters, this Obama-appointed judge wants to try to force the president to give the order to bring them back here when these illegal migrants were committing crimes on American soil and they're not even fucking citizens. So how in the hell is it that Trump is unconstitutional in this? He's just doing his job as the president to protect the American people, which means that the judge doesn't have the fucking authority to do what he's doing. But hey, we can go even deeper than that, because here, since we want to talk about Article 3, because that's what this guy in the comment section, Article 3 of the Constitution, go read it for yourself. Okay, we're going to read it for ourselves. What does Section 3 say? Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies. See that? Adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. So what does that mean? It means that that judge is committing treason. That's what that means. The judge is not following the Constitution. He's impeding on the presidential office to stop this man from deporting illegal aliens that are part of gangs, that are committing terror against the American people, making them a threat, making them an enemy. Now, I'm not going to go into the connections with China and all that other shit. I'm not going to do all that, okay? You want to claim conspiracy theory on that shit. But I'm telling you, they've been trying to destroy America from the inside for years. And your favorite politicians have been in on it. And Trump knows this shit. But let's push all that shit to the side. Adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. That's an act of treason. You're adhering to MS-13. You're trying to aid and comfort MS-13 and other Venezuelan gangs. You're aiding and comforting sex trafficking. You're aiding and comforting drug cartels. That's what you're doing. After Trump already declared that these gangs were terrorists and enemies to America. So when people come at me, right, and want to say that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and they're just like, oh, you know, because this guy's mocking me. He called me out directly. I love when the armchair, the Harvard Law constitutional scholars enter the chat with the fucking laughing emojis and shit. Even though he didn't even bother to look at laws and understand why the fuck the judge does not have the authority to do this shit. The judge is committing treason. It's just that damn simple. We don't want these gangs here. Trump doesn't want these gangs here. He's trying to protect the people. This judge is going against the people. He's going against the interests of the American people. And in doing so, because say Trump decided to just adhere to this judge, the president adhering to a lower level judge, let's just say he does this shit, right? And concedes to their demands. We will have gangs roaming the streets here in America, continuing to do their business that they should not be fucking doing. Gangs that aren't even citizens. Even though it's the job to defend against terrorism, domestic and abroad. Like we don't. I'm sick of. I can't stand people. I just say that. I can't stand you niggas. I can't stand these motherfuckers. I can't stand them. How is it that someone this fucking stupid can come to people with good sense? Because I'm not the only one who's explaining this shit. This man right here, Patrick, was explaining this shit. But we're the armchair Harvard Law constitutional scholars when all you got to do is fucking read. That's it. That's all you got to do is fucking read. All right. Trump is literally talking about protecting American people against invasion. This goes back into China and all that other shit, their connection and them bringing bullshit through our bottom border, which is the reason for the wall and all that other shit back in 2016. We've been here. This shit has been a thing. Then we have our compromised ass president. Like that's another thing that I have a problem with. And when I say president, I mean that in massive air quotes. Joe Biden was not president. But our judges are trying to prevent the fucking dogs howling outside. But our judges was trying to prevent Trump from sending back thugs and gang members But when Joe Biden was doing all of his treasonous ass shit, and we actually had people in the White House signing executive orders via auto pen for Joe Biden, nobody said nothing. Congress didn't do shit. They didn't impeach him. Fucking what's name judges, Supreme Court judges, federal judges, state judges, they didn't do shit. But the moment Trump gets in, actually even before he got in, we have all this fucking lawfare to try to keep him from getting the presidency office and then doing his job as the president. You don't see a problem with that? It should be blatantly obvious when the deep state is at work. But no one cares about that shit. I'm still arguing with bots in the fucking comment section. Yeah, I call them a bot. I don't give a fuck if you're real or not. This dude is a damn NPC. You came to a conservative video to discuss illegal migrants being deported to talk shit. You're a fucking bot. Whether you're a real person or not. He's impeding on the orders of the executive branch. That's what this fucking judge is doing, and people are still trying to justify this shit. That's what's baffling to me. Civics needs to be a course that should not be opted out for every student in America at this point. We need to get this Marxist ass bullshit out of colleges, because a lot of women mainly in college is fucking indoctrinated as shit. We got some men in colleges that are indoctrinated too, but after reading some of the polls, you find out that even in college, it's more women that hate Trump than men, even in the colleges. So I'm not surprised at that shit. We just got dumbass people in America. Just straight up. And at this point, I'm starting to view you as enemies of the state as well. Because your offspring, you're going to teach them your fucking bullshit. You're going to raise your offspring to be communist and to try to usurp the government as well. That's a problem. But anyway, yeah.
Summary of what was happening, and I want to get it from both sides. I'm gonna get it from both Fox News, CNN, and then we're gonna come to a conclusion.
Back here at home, there were 261 illegal MS-13 gang members, some MS-13 ringleaders. Donald Trump is calling them terrorists because many of them don't have America's best interest in mind, and they're here illegally. So he puts them on planes, he sends them to El Salvador, and in the middle of those flights, a judge says, no, you have to stop, you have to turn these planes around. And then Donald Trump says, well, they're not in American airspace anymore, so it's too little too late. The judge is now giving Donald Trump until noon today to file briefings and to answer these 4 questions. Do you want to read these questions?
Yeah, so he has a few questions. He says that he wants to know how many planes departed the United States.
Okay, so that's another thing. Not only is he trying to impede on what Trump's doing, but he's questioning the president like a damn child. How many planes departed the U.S. on Saturday, carrying any people being deported solely on the basis of this proclamation? Who gives a shit? He's doing his fucking job. But okay, how many people in that category were on each plane? What foreign country or countries did these planes land in, and what time did these planes take off from the United States, and from where? I would have told him go fuck himself. Straight up. Suck my 36-inch dick. We need to stop playing by these people's rules, man. Straight up. We need to just say fuck it all and just get this shit done and over with. Fuck what these damn liberals and shit are talking about. I don't give a damn anymore. You want to treat this man like a fucking dictator, he should start invoking some executive orders and you know, really start getting some shit done, like for real. Start ignoring these damn judges. People don't even realize that what's happening is for their best interest. And while this shit is getting blown out of proportion, not out of proportion, while this shit is being put on the news, Donald Trump is still trying to make America great financially again. I'm not even gonna get into it. Let's just say that the United States Mint. Let me bring up this article. Give me a second. Because I partially. What? Hunter Biden has been using U.S. State Department vehicles for transportation while traveling abroad in South Africa. The fuck? Why is this dude? He's out the country already? He needs to be fucking arrested. Nah, it was dealing with the U.S. Mint. Yeah, the Mint Act. The Coinage Act of 1792. Yeah. So we're about to bring more cash into society. And when I say more cash, I'm not talking about fiat currency. I mean, we're actually going to start backing our shit with gold, etc., silver, precious metals. We're not doing cashless society, which is a good thing. Because if we went cashless, that would have gave government, corporations, etc., full control over our fucking money. But I don't know. We're going to see what happens in the future. Donald Trump says that April the 2nd is Liberation Day for America. So I don't know completely. Well, okay, I know a lot. I'm just not going to talk about it. But what happens exactly on April the 2nd, I don't know. I can make a guess, but I don't know. I'm done ranting, bro. I'm sick of these people. I'm just gonna be blunt here. Let the president do his fucking job. That's all I'm gonna say. Let the president do his fucking job. And shut the fuck up until it's done. That's it. I'm done.